Hello everyone, welcome back. And I know I told you guys I was going to bring you the Far Cry 3 video today of me reviewing it, but it's going to be put off for a little while because I beat The Last of Us. Yes, I beat it this morning and I'm ready to review it, and I can't wait to get in and tell you guys about this game. It's just amazing, so I'm going to jump right into it. The beginning of this game, I was kind of surprised on how they started off the game. I thought maybe it'd start off and the main character you play as is Joel, and I was thinking like maybe you'll just start off after everything happened and whatnot. You're Joel, you're trying to survive, and then you get your mission along the way. But no, the game starts off right before the infection outbreak happens, like the night before stuff starts going bad and whatnot. And it was really cool to see that. Personally, if they do a sequel or something to this game, I'd like to see a continuation of what happened after the game. But I also would like to see like maybe a few days beforehand of events leading up to the outbreak, and then like maybe a month or two afterwards of the initial outbreak, play as a younger Joel, because there's a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you guys, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I would have liked to have seen, and it would have been a lot. I would have been a lot more happier if I would have had more of that experience, but it doesn't take away from the gameplay at all or the story. For me, I would have personally would have liked to have seen that, and and it was fine that it wasn't there. It's just me personally, I wanted to see more of the events after the outbreak, like right after, to see how Joel deals with things and whatnot, and him and his brother, how they deal with things. And you meet his brother later on. Also, like you start off with him and his brother, one other person, and then once it cuts into the game, yeah, his brother's not around. Again, I'm not gonna spoil it, so I'm done talking about that. But anyways, then after the first initial part, it jumps 20 years later, and Joel is living in Boston, and he has a partner that he works with that they try and they do all sorts of illegal activity, whether it's bringing guns or smuggling things out of the city, and so she comes in. Her name is Tess. She comes in and she tells him, "All right, there's this guy. He jumped me, or he had some guys come and jump me. We have to go find him." And they go out on their adventure, and along the way, after they find him, and then they continue on their journey, and finally they meet up with Ellie, and that's where the main story altogether comes into play. Ellie is a major part of the game. I didn't think that she would be so important, but she is a major important character within the beginning of the game, and it was really cool to see that kind of and like give her purpose instead of, oh, this is just a escort mission kind of game. Just get her to her parents. No, she's an important part of the storyline. Why you need to protect her, and why you're going on this journey with her. So it was really cool to see that, instead of just a casual. I need you to bring me to my parents, and I hope they're still alive. No, she was more important than that, than having to bring her back to her parents and whatnot. And then, to tell you in all honesty, it wouldn't have fit into the way that the story is told, and it wouldn't have made sense that way. But I like the way that they said, okay, she's important. You need to get her here, and then your mission's complete. But of course, things can't be that simple. Once you go out on your mission to bring her to where you need to go, shenanigans happen along the way, and you end up having to take her further than you initially needed to, and it continues. it's a growing relationship between Ellie and Joel, and it's really cool to see how the evolution happens. Like, you even feel it as you're playing the game, the sort of relationship bond that they have. Early on in the game, I would get really annoyed with her. She wouldn't really was necessary to be around because Joel refused to give her a weapon, and she'd she'd help out a little bit, but she was more of a distraction than anything. Like, oh, you got to look out for this, look out for that, and I'm like, you're just annoying me. And then finally, Joel gives her a weapon. The first time Joel gives her a weapon, I was amazed at how great the AI system was. The AI for Ellie took out more enemies than I actually did in that particular first part when she had her weapon for the first time. I was like, that is amazing. And it was just the AI in this game is very good. Ellie's AI and whatnot. And I was just really impressed with it. It was almost like you were playing with another person in the game. And when they announced this game and they said, it's not going to be co-op, I was like, great, escort mission kind of game. But it's more than that, and Ellie's more than just this escort. She helps along the way. She's an important character. And I was just glad that it wasn't that sort of game. So, weapon-wise and scavenging-wise, you have to go out and you can make certain items like shivs, bombs. You can make health packs, Molotov cocktails. All these things, you have to find resources along your way. And this is where a majority of how long it took me to play is because I would continually search for things to make certain items or find collectibles. Like, you can find comic books and pendants from the Fireflies. The Fireflies are a rogue militia group that are trying to rise up against the government and kind of take back the world. They're looking for a cure to the plague or to the parasites, and but you find their pendants. You find comic books for Ellie to read. You find little notes and tape recorders, and just all these different little collectible things. You get a trophy after you found them all and whatnot. I did not find them all, but I probably was pretty close, considering the fact that I would just continually not just rush through everything. It also helps because you'll also find ammunition and things like that, and ammo is very hard to come by in this game. I knew that going in, that they even said this, and I was like, I don't expect to be going in guns a-blazing and whatnot. And that's where stealth aspects of the game come into play, and stealth is pretty cool. You hunker down, you got the listening mode. You hit a button and then you listen real close in, and then it shows you the outline of where people are. And at first it's not very that long, but you can upgrade it, and then you can see further and whatnot. You can hear further and see the outlines of different people. And upgrading is another thing. Upgrading, you can upgrade your health, how fast you create equipment, how fast you heal yourself, your sway for your weapon. And when the game first started off and I saw how bad it was, literally almost like this. You see my fingers there? It was like that until I upgraded my sway for the first time, and it helped better with pistols and things like that. But with what you also get scope powered weapons, like a hunting rifle, you put a scope on it, you get a little bit of sway there. I haven't gotten that fully upgraded, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But sway is a very important thing. That was the first thing that I upgraded, and it was definitely worth waiting and saving up my upgrade skills to upgrade my sway. And so I recommend that to anybody who plays this game, to do that. You can normally get it done within a reasonable time, and then hurry up and upgrade like how fast you craft and how fast you heal and whatnot, because that is also important, because it's all real time. It doesn't stop. The game does not stop when you have to create something. You have to wait until you're in a safe place, or if you're outnumbered by infected. That was the majority of the time when I was like, oh crap, I need to craft something real quick, is when the infected would come at me, and I'd have to fight them off, and they've taken some damage from me, and I've already used up all my health kits to bring my health back up, so now I gotta craft some more. And it's really helpful to have that run as fastly as it can, and you're able to make sure you don't die. There is a part where you play as Ellie, and I went to go, she doesn't have the same skills as Joel, and I went to go heal myself, and it took her longer than it would take Joel, because I have upgraded Joel to the point where he doesn't take that long to heal himself or craft an item. But let's I talked about crafting. I've talked about how fast you need to be. Weapons are another thing. You can upgrade your weapons, and you find different parts and whatnot, and then you go to a workbench. This is how you like get like a scope for your hunting rifle and whatnot, and reduce the recoil of certain guns. Increase how much ammunition you can keep in a clip, how fast you reload, things like that. Just basic normal stuff. The game plays a lot like, almost exactly like Uncharted, the Uncharted series, except for where Uncharted you can climb up on sides of buildings and whatnot. You're not going to do this in that game, but like shooting your weapons wise and like picking up items, it's all the same layout of how you'd play Uncharted, with the triggers and then triangle to pick things up. It's almost exactly same button layout. So it was, and towards the end of the game, there was a part where I was thinking, I'm like, this is a lot like Uncharted. And you finally get an automatic gun, you get an assault rifle towards the end of the game, and I'm like, it just feels like Uncharted, because I'm not going to spoil nothing, never mind. But it felt like Uncharted to me towards the end of the game. It's not a bad thing, It just felt like it, and I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, I'm used to these controls and whatnot, and it was just interesting. It didn't take nothing away from the game. I didn't feel, it didn't feel like, oh yeah, this is just Uncharted rewashed and put a different skin on it. It was just like the control scheme is similar to Uncharted, and of course it would be, because it's made by the same people. But yeah, and then once the game starts off and you find Ellie, and you kind of get this feeling like, oh, Joel's like, yeah, I don't really give two craps about this girl. And then they continue to grow, and they continue to like each other more, or at least Joel continues to like Ellie more. Ellie seemed to like Joel from the beginning. She felt safe around Joel, where Joel was like, all right, this girl is just an annoyance to me. But as things keep progressing and going on, you see Joel start to care more about Ellie. He cares about her safety, and towards the end of the game, you will see that completely, that he would do anything for this girl. It's like Ellie's a daughter to Joel, and it was really cool to finally see that. Like, yes, I give a crap about this girl, and you as the player will feel that way too. You spent a majority of the game with her, and you start feeling, yeah, I care about this character in the game. Next up, I'm going to talk about the scary aspect of this game. When I first started playing this game, and I was playing through a few parts of it, and I'm like, this game's really not that scary. And I'm like, not really. And then there was parts where Joel would end up by himself in really dark areas where the infected were coming after him. And there were parts where I screamed like a little girl. I was like, ah! It was pretty funny. I was not expecting it to really scare. At first, I was like, this game's probably gonna be scary, and then I get into it, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't that scary. And then they throw this at me, and I'm just like, whoa, you need to slow down here. I'm like, you've been like, I've been with people this whole entire time, well lit areas, and I can see what I'm doing. Now you throw me in a dark corner, and you're throwing enemies at me, and I'm freaking out. And it was just funny, and I mean, it's not a constant thing where you're getting scared by this game. There was a few parts that creeped me out and whatnot, but it wasn't a constant like, yeah, this game's gonna scare the crap out of you. It does have its moments, and it's really not that bad. If you're hesitant to playing scary games, don't worry about The Last of Us. It's not a majority scare fest. There will probably be a few parts that will freak you out where you're like, okay, I just want to hurry up and get through this. And it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be, all right, you need to hurry up and get out of this situation before things turn worse. And that's really what I got from it. I mean, I didn't like, all right, I'm done. I'm not playing this game no more. I'm just freaked out. And it was fun and whatnot. And luckily, because I'm a scavenge whore, I just run around looking for things. I don't have to double back just in case I forgot something that's important to get on to the next area. And so, if I can suggest anything, if you play this game, play it slow and look for everything that is possible that you can find. Whether it be weapons or ammo or supplies and things like that. Just look. Continue to look and just don't rush through everything, because then you're not going to have any supplies. You're not going to have any ammo. You will miss out on some of the weapons. One of my favorite weapons in the game was the El Diablo. It's a one-shot pistol, and you can upgrade it, and you can continually get more rounds into it. I think the max amount of rounds you can have in it is 3, and it's like a magnum pistol, and it has a scope on the top of it, and it's very powerful. And that was my favorite gun. And if you do not pay attention, if you do not search, you will completely bypass this weapon. And it's not like you have to search really hard, but if you just continue on with the story and not look around, you will miss it. Without a doubt, you will miss this weapon, and you just need to look around a little bit. It didn't take a lot for me to find it. It was right out in the open area where I was like, okay, there's stuff over there. I can tell. You go over there, and it was there. But if you don't look for that sort of thing, and you'll miss it. So I can't stress enough how much you need to just not run through the game and just look for things. Otherwise, you will miss them. The infected in this game and the enemies in this game, we'll say enemies, because you're not just fighting infected, you're also fighting humans. The infected, they are a lot more dangerous than the enemies. Human enemies, you can outsmart them. With the infected, they're so sporadic and they move constantly. The best way you can take out some of the infected is by stealth. There's 3 different types that they showed off. There's when they first turn, they can still see and whatnot. Those are called runners, and they will come after you if they see you, and that is how you'll end up getting into these large firefights and whatnot, where you're shooting at them. That's when you'll get into shooting with the enemies, the infected enemies, is when they're coming at you, and then you get your shotgun ready and start blowing them away. And then there's the clickers. They cannot see. They see you by making the clicking noise and whatnot, and you make a lot of noise. They'll come in your direction. They see by hearing. And they're pretty easy. You just got to keep your stealth and make sure you have shivs. Otherwise, you won't be able to kill them, because like runners, you can take them out by choking them if you want to use stealth. but clickers, you have to shiv them. You can't choke them out. And then finally, there's I can't remember these ones, but they're a lot bigger infected. They've been infected for a longer time, and they throw things at you, and they hurt. It's kind of like a firebomb kind of thing. But they're a lot tougher to take out. Personally, when I was looking through the art book, I was seeing all these different infected things, so I thought that meant there was going to be more than just 3 types of infected. If they do see a sequel to this game, I kind of hope that there will be more infected, because with time goes on, the infection spreads more, and it envelops them more, and that will make new enemy types. And so I'm hoping that's what will happen. And, we'll have more than just 3 different enemy types. Really, in all honesty, they can get rid of that runner, the runners. They are annoying. I was like, God, I'm trying to use stealth, and then one catches me, and they freak out, and then all the rest of them come right after me. And I'm just like, but it's supposed to give more challenge to the game, so I understand why they got the runners and whatnot. But it was this game, it feels a lot like a zombie game, survival game should be, like Resident Evil should be. Not just go in, guns a-blazing, taking out everything. You want to use stealth. You want to find equipment. You want to find all the supplies and things like that. You don't want to attract a lot of attention to yourself when you're fighting these enemies, because then they will come after you, and now you're going to be using a lot of your ammunition. Hopefully, by the time you survive it, you'll have a little bit left over. Most of the time, that wasn't the case with me. I'd run out of ammunition, and now I'm having to use like lead pipes and 2x4s to take out the rest of the enemies. And if you're not careful, it's an automatic game over for clickers when they grab onto you. If you do not have a shiv to hit triangle and shiv them in the neck, they will just grab you, and it's game over. They will take a bite out of you, and you're done. And then let's talk about the human enemies. Like I said before, they're more predictable. You can outsmart them. They're easier to sneak around, where you don't have to get into firefights. If you do get into firefights with them, you probably will not end up with no ammunition, because it really depends on how many you engage at one time. But if you're able to take a few of them out with stealth, and then they notice you killing somebody, you'll be able to get a few shots off. As long as you line up your shots and whatnot, they're pretty easy to take out, especially with the El Diablo gun. That's a one-shot kill if you're close enough. You don't have to be like super close, but I did there was a part where I shot down a hallway and it hit him. Didn't kill him instantly, but I moved up a little bit closer and then shot him, and then he was done. And I shot the guy next to him that I didn't hit before, and he was done too. So enemy types are, they got the human and the infected, and humans are a little bit more predictable and easier to kill, where the infected are kind of less predictable, and they're harder to take out. So there's that. What else? I think I've gone over everything. I didn't get to do the multiplayer. My internet's not working. Surprise, surprise. And so I wasn't able to play multiplayer. There is a New Game Plus. When you do New Game Plus, you get everything that you worked on before, even including your weapons and all the upgrades that you got. For like the sway and your health bar and how fast you create things, that's all still there. I think you have to find the weapons again, because I just started playing it, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if it also carries over the weapon. Then I started paying attention. I'm like, because I maxed out the first pistol that you get, I maxed that one out, and I'm like, yeah, this is the pistol that I was using in the first playthrough. This is all the upgrades that I got to it. Because before, when you first get that pistol, you take a shot with it, and then it's like a like 2-second delay to shoot it again. Once I upgrade it, it was like boom, 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 and I was able to do that. And the clip size was bigger. I think at the beginning of the game you can only hold like 4 or 6 rounds, and by the end of the game I was able to hold like 12. So there was that. But yeah, New Game Plus, I'm definitely going to play through the game again and try and get all my stuff upgraded to the max. I mean, there's a lot of weapons that you can upgrade, and not enough parts to upgrade everything by the end, so that's why they put in New Game Plus. And also not enough stuff to upgrade, like your crafting, how fast you do it and things like that. There wasn't enough of the item that you used to upgrade that to make all that upgrade maxed out. So that's why they put in New Game Plus for this, and I'm really happy that they did, because I do want to max out all my weapons. I want to max everything out and play through the game multiple times, because I'm going to tell you right now, this game right here, greatest game to come out so far this year, and I would not doubt it if it's the greatest game that will come out for the rest of the year too. This is a really, really good game. Really great. I wish the internet was working so I could try out the multiplayer, but the campaign is just enough to say this game is amazing. If you do not own a PS3, you need to go out right now and buy a PS3 and buy this game along with it. It's kind of if you consider yourself a gamer, you need to play this game, and it's just really, really, really good. And I know PlayStation 4 is coming out later this year. They've already said that PlayStation 4 will not be compatible with PlayStation 3 games, not backwards compatible. So, with that said, you won't be able to play The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3 unless they do something where you can get it off their online service or something. But I'm just saying right now, it's like, just find like the cheapest one you can and just play this game. I mean, you don't need to get top of the line PlayStation 3 new out of the box. Go to GameStop, find the cheapest one you can get, make sure it runs good enough, and just get this game. And it really is. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I know from a lot of people, like IGN, Game Informer, Game Trailers, all these different video game people, they're giving it 9s and 10s. I watched a review where they gave it a 10. Game Informer gave it 9.5. I am giving it a 10 though. I really enjoyed this game. I can't wait to go through and play it again. And normally that's not something that I do, where I beat the game and I'm pretty much done with it. A lot of the games that I told you over there that I gave a 10, Far Cry 3 and Tomb Raider, I really loved those games. I gave them 10s, but I have not played through them again since I've beaten them. But this game here, I am definitely going to replay through this game. Mainly probably because there's a New Game Plus, and that gives me more of like, oh, I don't have to start over from scratch kind of feel. So, and there wasn't New Game Plus in Tomb Raider or Far Cry 3. I don't like starting from the beginning all over again. I mean, I've worked on this stuff since the beginning, and I've upgraded things, and I'm like, I just don't want to start over again. And I just like the idea of New Game Plus. I mean, the Resident Evil games, that's why I would play them multiple times over and over and over again. Resident Evil 4, as a matter of fact, I played that game probably a total of 10 times over and over and over again, because you just continue to go in New Game Plus, keep working on your weapons and whatnot. You get bored with one weapon and you got a crap ton of money now, just sell it and then get a new weapon, start working on that. And that's what I like about New Game Plus games, where you can just continue. I know Dark Souls does that. If I ever beat that game, I mean, I do not kid. That game is really hard. If I ever do beat that game, though, there's a New Game Plus, and there's a New Game Plus Plus after you beat the New Game Plus, and so that's really where the replay value comes in for me in a single player campaign, is if they have a New Game Plus. And this game does. And like I said, this feels like how every zombie game should be. It should be this way where you have to scavenge and find supplies, find ammo. You're really limited on ammo. And you have to use stealth. I mean, it felt like I was playing The Walking Dead. Like the TV series, like Joel was Rick Grimes and Ellie was Carl, and we were going and we were trying to survive. This is how that felt, and I just can't get over how much I love this game. It is great. You got Ellie on the front there, Joel on the back. Oh, this game is just amazing. I cannot stress enough how great this game is. And I'm telling you all right now, you need to go out and get a PlayStation 3, or if you have a PlayStation 3, just buy this game. It's worth any amount of money that you'd, probably not like $1,000, but like $60 is what the game costs. My brother, I brought him yesterday to go buy it, and $60. It's worth that. I bought mine for $80. I got the collector's edition. It was worth that. This game would even have been worth the $150 that I probably would have spent to get the post-pandemic edition, get the statue and whatnot. It would have been worth that. This game is awesome, but definitely at a $60 price tag for just a basic game, buy it. No questions asked. I mean, you shouldn't even have to watch this review. I mean, of course, if you're not into like zombie games and stuff like that, then it's probably not for you. But I'm telling you right now, 10 out of 10. This game is amazing. I really have nothing bad to say about this game, other than the beginning part where I was getting annoyed with Ellie because Joel wouldn't give her a weapon. But as soon as you gave her a weapon, I'm like, all right, you're not as useless as I thought you were. All right, well, that was it. That's it. That's all I got to say about The Last of Us. Can't wait to just keep playing this game. And I will still bring you guys the Far Cry 3 and the Tomb Raider game reviews. I don't know about today, because now that I have this beat, I don't have to stay home all day and try and get things done. I might go out and enjoy my day. It's a beautiful day outside today. And but more videos are coming. Don't worry. I was really excited. I finally beat the game. I beat it about 2 or 3 hours ago. So I was like getting ready to review this and whatnot. And so now here it is. And I've outwinded myself on just how much I can talk about this game. And now I'm just going on and on. So that's it, everyone. I'll see you guys all next time on my Far Cry 3 review. And look forward to seeing that. Hit the like button for me if you would. That would really help me out. And I'll see you all next time.